joining us once again here on the Rich Eisen Show. One of our favorites. It's been too long. Marcus Spears back here from ESPN and all their terrific football programs that feature him. Good to see you, Marcus. How are you?
Rich, what's up, man? My apologies on not being available, brother.
What are you talking about? Marcus.
I'm just saying, man, I've been wanting to come on, but
I know that.
Just, dealing with a lot of other stuff outside of work with kids sports.
Listen, I'm with you. I love, despite the sign here on my desk, blaming things on my children. So I totally understand that. I get it. But I also see where you are. I see where you are. So, freezing your tail off in the state of Wisconsin. So what do you make of the Philadelphia Eagles and everything that goes on, and A.J. Brown and what he said yesterday, that it's a group thing, and Jalen Hurts was echoing that. And, I personally think it's their oxygen, but I'm wondering what it is from your perspective that ails them, or is there anything that you are concerned about, Marcus?
Rich, I agree. I agree with you that it's their oxygen. I mean, when you think about this team, we've tried to figure out ways that they were going to suck for like the last 3 years. And they've continued to win, make the playoffs, and obviously winning the Super Bowl last year. And I give some credence to what A.J. Brown said. I'm very fond of A.J. I think he's a deep thinker. But he wants to be competitive. He wants to win, but he wants to do it in a dominant fashion. And if you think about the guy's career, coming from Tennessee as a dominant wide receiver without having the opportunity to win a Super Bowl, to becoming a Super Bowl champion with Philly, you have expectations. And, I would rather that come from A.J. Brown. And obviously, if you listen to him, it wasn't about him necessarily in the grand scheme of things. It's about how much he knows that he can help this team and how much they feel like they're struggling offensively to maximize what they have at their availability. So, but I'm with you, Rich. I said a couple weeks ago, I was on First Take, and I said I was with Mad Dog and Stephen A, and I was like, this team, they operate in dysfunction. They're just fine with the outside noise. They're just fine with some internal stuff. And, it's one of those rare situations where I don't think it breaks the team. It actually galvanizes them and pulls them together. I remember Jalen Hurts sitting on an interview after a game of throwing for 300 and asking the whole world, that's what y'all wanted to see? But they are just fine winning 10-7, 3-0, as opposed to 31-0 or 31-7. And I think that's the makeup of a really good football team, of keeping the main thing, even though, we're going to make a big deal out of everything that they say.
Well, what is it then, Marcus? I mean, I kind of go back to the movie A Few Good Men. If Santiago wasn't supposed to be touched and no one was supposed to order a code red, then why was he touched? If you have A.J. Brown and Saquon and Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts and Dallas Goedert to dominate, then why aren't they dominating? Why?
Rich, we don't give enough credit. Like, we talk about this like it's a monolith, right? Like, them dudes on the other side are very, very good. And defensive coordinators are staying up 72 hours a week trying to figure out how not to let that happen. And obviously, Philly has some things that they want to continue to get better at. But you've been doing this show for a long time. 2 years ago, we thought we were sitting in like, this is the worst offense we've ever seen in our life. And obviously, they had that downturn, and they lost to Tampa Bay in the playoffs, and everybody was like, yeah, we saw it coming. And this could potentially be one of those seasons as well. But I don't believe so. I believe this is a Super Bowl championship team that's getting everybody's best shot. They're everybody measuring stick now. They're young. They're a different football team. And I think we're starting to see some things come back to life that we saw from them last year. Nobody's talking about a defense giving up 7 points in a football game because we so enamored with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and Devontae and Saquon not running it well and Dallas Goedert. Like you mentioned, like I get it. I understand that everybody wants 40 points a game. But an NFL football team went out and just gave up 7 points to an offense that's supposed to be pretty good. And all we talking about is why are they not scoring 40 a game? Well, it's hard to do. It's hard to do it. We watched Kansas City last year struggle themselves all the way to the Super Bowl. So again, I'm for it. I understand it. I know why people are up in arms about how it looks and it needs to look a certain way if you have all of these guys. Last time I checked, Rich, and you know this as well as me, The most important thing after that game over with is what?
The W, winning.
That's it, bro.
End of story. Because I don't see any photographs in the standings ever.
Me neither. They win, man.
Marcus Spears here on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, so you're a Parcells guy.
Yeah.
He always said, right around Thanksgiving is when you know whether you got it or not. We're not there yet. We're close. So I want to run through some teams with you, and you tell me if you think they're Super Bowl worthy. Like that.
All right, I'm gonna keep it short.
I know that. And I let's start with the Patriots. Are they Super Bowl?
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm a huge fan of Mike Vrabel. I've been a huge fan of Mike Vrabel. I still don't understand what the Tennessee Titans were thinking with letting him walk out of the door. But you see the tone and you see how much it has changed. And then, too, they seemingly have the most important position in football, right? And that's the quarterback. And sometimes being young and dumb makes you a really dangerous team. And I don't care if it's a game in Foxborough or a game in Berlin or a game in Tottenham where you've been a bunch of times, Rich. They just gonna go out and play and do whatever it takes to win. I think that's Mike Vrabel's mentality, and he got a quarterback that don't know no better other than just to go out there and make plays and ball.
Yeah, Belichick had one as well in his second season in the National Football League, and they won it all and didn't know any better either. So, okay, what about the Broncos?
Very shaky on the Broncos, Rich. Offensively, I worry about them. And that's crazy to say with a Sean Payton team. But defensively, this team is really, really good. And can they get hot? Yeah, we've seen them get hot and score 33 points in a quarter. So, yeah, but it's been a little volatile on that offensive side. It's been too many slow starts for me to make them 100% a contender. If they can get hot and Bo Nix can get streaky, a team that absolutely has a chance because that defense is phenomenal. But I worry about the Broncos offensively a lot.
8-2 Colts. They are a Super Bowl contender right now.
Rich, can I just say this, brother?
Please.
And I know I'm scared of Daniel Jones. I haven't loved what I've seen from him the past 2 weeks. Without Jonathan Taylor taking over these games, I'm not sure if he's not going to be mistake prone in some critical situations for me to pick them as Super Bowl contenders. I get very nervous. I'm starting to see the fumbles in the pocket, which is the thing that plagued him in New York, the interceptions. And it just looks shaky. And I hate saying this because the dude is having his best season that he's had in the NFL. I worry about that, though, because we know majority of the time you're not just going to be able to run your way to winning the Super Bowl, as we saw with the Philadelphia Eagles and Saquon Barkley not being dominant and Jalen Hurts being the dominant factor in the Super Bowl last year.
What about the Chargers, 7-3, Marcus Spears, Super Bowl contenders?
I think they are contenders. I think getting back healthy on defense, obviously Khalil Mack being back. And I just think Justin Herbert is supremely talented. I think this team, from a physical standpoint, now I worry about this offensive line and I worry about that left tackle position for sure. But I think they have a quarterback that can go beyond some of your faults. And now we got to see it. And he hasn't won a damn thing so far. But I think he's around a really good head coach in Harbaugh who believes in him supremely. I think Greg Roman has done a phenomenal job. This defense is playing well under Jesse Minter. I think the Chargers are a legit problem, and are true contenders.
So then let's go with a trio of teams. Yep. And you could say all three and none of them, or pick and choose. Bills, Ravens, Chiefs.
All three.
All three.
All three. Name their quarterbacks, Rich. And listen.
Yes.
Listen, man. I'm a believer. And if you, Rich, you know me, and my counterparts know me. It takes me a while to come around on quarterbacks. And to give them that type of credence. But will we be surprised if Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, or Pat Mahomes lost their mind for a 3-4 week span once they get into the playoffs? Nobody would be shocked. The only problem with them is they have to play each other. But Lamar Jackson in the playoffs, I know hasn't been great, but we know what he's capable of. We've seen Josh Allen play to the highest level and still lose with 15 or 13 seconds on the clock. And I'm not going to waste my time talking about 15 in Kansas City.
What about the Steelers to finish up the AFC?
No, pretenders. You know, defensively has been a very disappointing year on that side of the ball. There's a lot of dudes on that side of the ball that I love. Pat Queen, Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, and they would all tell you we haven't played to our standard. Jalen back there, we've seen them play well. They had a couple of weeks where they looked dominant, turned the football over against India a bunch of times, and still only won the damn game by 7 points. And it was the first time I saw Aaron look 40 last week. And I said this about Tom Brady his last year in Tampa. When those fast big dudes start coming down the center of the pocket and you start second guessing if you're going to stand in there and try to deliver one, that's probably when it's time for you to hang it up and go home.
Marcus Spears from ESPN and all its family of shows of the National Football League here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's move to the NFC and find out how many contenders there are. Are you guys taking down how many he's said so far? Would you please? Because
I was keeping a mental note.
Make actual notes if you don't mind, so you can come up with a number.
Me and Chris got the same shirt on today.
Yeah, you do.
Style and
Chris, you look phenomenal, brother.
You know what?
You look phenomenal.
We might have
and
to
we bald-headed.
That's
even
right.
Though
That's right.
Mine is. I need a haircut.
We might have to call Us Magazine to ask who wore it better. All right.
Well, we know what the answer to that question is.
One's called Swagoo and the other one isn't. Hey, I get it. All right, so let's move to the NFC. I'm assuming let's just throw the Eagles in that mix. Obviously, Super Bowl contenders, Rams as well, right? We'll just say Rams
absolutely.
as well. What about the Seahawks, Marcus Spears?
Yep. That defense is unbelievable, and I think the confidence I talked about the psychological confidence that I think Sam Darnold has with being the guy. He was in Minnesota playing for his job per se, and I didn't like that going into the playoffs. We all talked about it. We all knew what the implications would be. If he performed well in the playoffs, he may still be a Minnesota Viking. But I think he's been put in a great situation. Mike McDonald, I think, is a phenomenal young up and coming head coach. He did a phenomenal job as a DC with the Baltimore Ravens. But Rich, if you watch this defense play, they will tear you out the frame, brother. If they get any opportunity to get a lead and play from ahead, it is a problem trying to get after DeMarcus Lawrence and Leonard Williams and Mafe and all these guys. They are animals over there on that side of the ball. And I think anytime you got a defense like that with an offense that has the opportunity to be explosive, you're a true contender.
Where are you on the 49ers as Super Bowl contenders, Marcus Spears?
Not there, man.
Why?
I'm not there.
Injuries on defense?
Injuries.
Too many of them?
Injuries, man. Like, look, I think I talked to you about this. Fred Warner, to me, is one of those guys that you could argue at times should be in the MVP conversation. That's how good he is defensively. And I just think missing that as you get down to the nitty-gritty in your own conference at that between LA and Seattle, I don't. And I think Shanahan, man, we all do. We all think he's one of those guys that will always have his team lurking around the playoffs. I just don't think they have enough, Rich. I think these injuries have caused attrition once again for this football team.
Let's go to the NFC North for seeking Super Bowl contenders. I'll just throw it out to you. How many Super Bowl contenders reside in the NFC North, Marcus Spears?
Detroit.
That's it? That's the end of the sentence? That's the end of the sentence?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I just can't get on board. I can't get on board with Minnesota. Can't get on board with Chicago. Green Bay, we could throw a Green Bay in there. Rich, I'm nervous, though.
Why?
I was there Monday night.
What'd you see?
And I saw this team at home with a great opportunity to beat the Philadelphia Eagles when the Eagles did not play well and they weren't able to do anything offensively. The defense is good. They only gave up 10 points when you look at the totality of the game. But the inconsistency of how they operate offensively bothers me. And I know some receivers were out. Tucker Kraft was the heartbeat of what they were doing. The tight end who's I think was ascending, potentially having an all-pro year. Being injured is a big deal for them. But seeing Jordan Love fumble before the half, making those plays, and everybody talks about, well, he doesn't have a lot of turnovers. Sometimes it's about when they happen. And they've happened at some bad, inopportune times this season. Cleveland, you think about that game. You think about the Carolina game, and now you get Philly, where you have a chance where you maybe erase 3 points off the board. So teetering, but no. Contenders.
So why don't you buy the Bears? Why not?
Rich, look at the schedule.
Okay.
And look at these wins, because I know everybody riding high, and look, man, I love the development I'm seeing from Caleb Williams, the playmaking ability that he showed. But I mean, these wins now, Washington, New Orleans, Cincinnati, and maybe you put Cincy up there, the Giants and Jackson Dart got concussed in that game.
Are you going, who have they really beaten on me right now?
I mean, look at the schedule, Rich. What's the record for these teams they've beaten?
But wins are tough to come by in the National Football League. You got
but they're not all equal. They're not all equal. They're not all equal, brother. Do you hold? Let's see. Let me go. If they had beat Detroit.
Oh well, that's a different story. Yes.
Okay. Well, yes. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. So Ravens team that just got healthy with Lamar.
Give me the one on the schedule that's coming up that would make you flip on this. The
week
day
13
after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
That one in Philadelphia.
And we just talked about Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. We did. You are what you are.
Bears have the lowest strength of victory of any of the 14 playoff teams right now.
Look, see my guys back. You wearing shirts?
We've been watching football. We've been watching it every week, Chris. We know that.
Same shirts, same.
We know them wins are boo boo.
There you go.
Them wins boo boo, man.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
But
yes.
To their credit, they might have lost some of them last year. So they're a better football team. I got to give Ben Johnson credit for that. But the schedule matters to me. If my son, who plays prep school basketball now, was still at his private school, and they'd probably be undefeated, but he would not be as good of a basketball player. He probably suck as a basketball player right now. So who you play matters.
All right, last one for you, then the Bucs.
Yeah.
They are.
Contenders.
Even now, currently constituted, we got to get Bucky Irving and we got to get Godwin back.
We got to get them guys back. Okay. And I was just about to say, my caveat is health, obviously,
right,
for this football team. And, defensively, Todd Bowles is going to have you right there. And then, look, man, speaking of being hard on quarterbacks, when Baker was in Cleveland, one of my biggest gripes was, slow down, young fella, you're going too fast. You're trying to lead a locker room of grown men based off a chip being on your shoulder, and that doesn't resonate until you do something in the NFL. And now that he's went to Tampa, that's his show. That's his team. Baker took a long route, proving he's the overseas version of a football player. You didn't do well early in your career. They kicked you out of the NBA. You went overseas. You balled out. You came back to the G League. You balled out. Now you're back. And now you have an opportunity to be a face of a franchise. That's who Baker is, and Baker has taken the reins of that. And I think the level he's playing at is going to have Tampa with the ability to win every game they play in the NFC, potentially getting to a Super Bowl.
Okay, so do you have a final number of the teams that Marcus Spears has identified as Super Bowl contender worthy?
Yeah, here's what we got. So AFC, Chargers, Patriots, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles.
No, I got the Ravens as well, right.
Right. NFC, Eagles, Rams, Seahawks, Lions, and then question marks on Packers, Colts, Broncos.
There we go.
So what's the grand total of definite yeses?
9.
All right. A little less than third of the league. There you go. All right. Well, okay, very good. Throwing around like manhole covers.
Hey, Rich, if you disagree, find me 10 through 32.
No, I don't disagree.
I mean, 10 through 22.
I hear you. I think the Colts are Super Bowl contenders, and I understand what you're saying.
I got you.
But, and Indianapolis coming off of their bye have some tests, for sure.
Tell me
at Kansas City.
We don't have to fight, but tell me why you have that confidence in Daniel Jones. Is it based off what you've seen so far this season?
It is based off of that. But at the end of the day, 28.
I got you.
And I understand in the playoffs, if 28 doesn't do it, can 17 do it? I get it. I understand totally. I'm not saying what you're saying is out of the realm.
I just say that, Rich. I say that
2-8.
I say that about JT because I think Jonathan Taylor should be in the MVP conversation.
Correct.
But the running back that was in the MVP conversation last year did not go off in the Super Bowl. It had to be their quarterback.
Understood. Before I let you go, perhaps the most important question: who do you want? You could choose. It's your choice. You're in charge, and it also happens. You get him. Who's
at
the
LSU?
Yes, who's the next coach of LSU football? Who would you want?
Why you put me in this situation?
Because I love it. Well, it's because you also have that beautiful, magnet helmet thing that's always twirling.
You know what,
in your background
man?
there.
You know what? Ideally, and I'm gonna get flagged, but I don't care. Ideally, it would be Lane Kiffin as my 1A, and my 1B would be Drinkowitz from Missouri.
Okay.
And I just hate bringing up names
Sure, of course.
of guys that are already at schools.
Of course.
Not that I got a lot of love for Ole Miss or Missouri. I could care less if they get mad. It's just, I know sometimes certain people in the media, and I'm probably one of those guys, when I say something, it goes out over the diaspora, and then people got to answer questions about it.
I've never heard our business chatterbox called a diaspora. I love it.
Rich, we worldwide, Rich.
Yes. Marcus, I look forward to seeing. We're coming to New York. We're going to do a week's worth of shows in New York at the.
I'll be there. I'll be there for you, bro.
And I would love to see you and have you on when we're
yes,
there.
Sir.
I look forward to seeing you. That's Marcus Spears,
Yes,
everybody.
sir.
Appreciate it, gentlemen.
Right back at you. There's Marcus Spears getting ready to call Lane Kiffin as soon as he hangs up from the Zoom. There he goes.
Let's give his son some props too.
By the way.
ESPN's #1 ranked high school player of the class of 2027. So
really?
It's legit at the Spears household.
No, so is that all right? Popping back on real quick. Is that's what you were referring to about the youth sports taking over part of your life, Marcus?
Yeah,
I got it. Okay.
And Rich, also, because
Yes.
I never can mention my son. My daughter
Yes, please.
is a freshman at the University of Texas playing volleyball, and may be freshman of the year in volleyball this year.
Fantastic.
It's all my wife, though. You know that. You know that.
You know what? I don't know her, but I can only assume that is correct.
Former
Yes.
WNBA player.
Oh, that's right. There you go. I do know. Marcus Spears, everybody.
Let's go.
All right, let me go call Lane.
That's it.
Yeah, do it.
What's the area code for Oxford? There he goes. Marcus Spears, everybody. There he goes.
Oh, my God.
That's so much fun. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.